Ebusia, any come all Chinese so AG politics Albany. Podcast of September because make headlines. Near Jumber need to be exum, need him your proxy, Meshok say, young political highways in them in your assembly to talk. Not any NPP for a say or more air call a year, Chairman Wontumi, or Nsawam, Apostrano, Akumani brick facts. Munia. In some who will be eating PP mu na Meshok say a year. And paying for Adambre, about more in Shumu, and Sembre, you more ransom near the echo solid ever. How 8 politics Albany.
Indicated to me that you are going to visit Wontumi in the Nsawam medium prison today, this morning. You'll be there to give him breakfast and so on. That's what you said. Did you do that?
Well, we had other engagements, and so we sent a team to go there today, and so they visited him. They allowed one person to go and see him, and they were able to give him the immediate toiletries that he needed, because yesterday he was just whisked immediately from the police from the police headquarters immediately after court. And I'm told that he's doing very well. So the campaign chairman George Grow, together with family members, visited him.
I see, but did you just give us an idea of his general countenance, what you were told? Because you say that a team went, you didn't go, but his general countenance when they saw him, how was he looking, and what did he say to them if they told you?
Well, I mean, obviously, waking up on your bed in Accra and sleeping and waking up in a different place is not one that anybody would expect, and so. I mean, they said he's okay, but yeah, I know that chairman has a strong spirit, like I've already stated. He's a strong man. Yeah, I mean, I would see him hopefully before the week goes to a close, so I can be able to confirm a lot more when I've seen him face to face, and then I'm relying on what people have said.
Right, but also I recall, and this was a question that Kemini Amano did put to the Deputy Attorney General regarding what Andy Apiakubi, the former lead counsel for Chairman Wontumi, said yesterday when we spoke to him. He said that before Chairman Wontumi before he entered the courtroom yesterday, he called him and Yapiakubi in the morning to say that, you know what, if I am handed a jail term, just prepare to appeal for me. And the Deputy Attorney General said he found that quite strange, that if Chairman Wontumi himself had indicated that he has changed his lawyer, now represented by Samuel Atachia, how is it that when he was going to court in the morning, he called his former counsel to prepare an appeal for him if he is jailed? Did Chairman Wontumi give you any idea that he was indeed aware that he could be jailed yesterday before going to court?
Well, Chairman Wontumi didn't give me any indication that he was aware he was going to be jailed yesterday. Like I said, we have always gone to court and we have always come out, and so that has always been our modus operandi as abidance of the rule of law. And so we had no indication that that was going to be the verdict of the court yesterday. Like I had already stated, that there were two motions that were pending for the judge to hear and also to stay the execution of the judgment or the pronouncement of the judgment. But she threw both cases out, and so we didn't expect that Chairman Wontumi would receive the final judgment yesterday.
But if you say you didn't expect, I mean, the judgment day, the date for the judgment was publicized before yesterday. We all knew the 20th was the day after it was postponed from July 3 because of the concerns that the new counsel, Samuel Atachia, had, that he had just taken over the case, he needed some time and so on. So we all knew ahead of time that it was going to be yesterday. So why do you say that you weren't expecting that the judgment was going to be given?
Absolutely. I mean, there are a number of times that cases are supposed to be heard in court, and those cases are either adjourned or not. And so the fact that it was declared that judgment was going to be made, and also there were standing legal cases in terms of motions, interpretation of some aspects of concepts of the Constitution, which was at the Supreme Court, and then also the stay of execution of the pronouncement of the judgment because the lead counsel was out of the jurisdiction and is yet to be in the jurisdiction tomorrow. And so the judge could have decided to stay the pronouncements on the judgment, call for the judgment on Friday, call for the judgment next week. I mean, there are a number of days before the month goes to a close. So the judge had a lot of opportunities to do that. I mean, if you know what I mean. But I mean, she decided to throw out the hearing.
Right.
Was interpretation. She gave her own interpretation, and she went ahead to do the sentence.
Right. Dr. Palgrave Boache Dankwa, thank you. Thank you for joining us here on Ghana Tonight. Spokesperson for Wontumi's campaign team. Is still nursing that ambition to lead the party as its national chairman.
Stated that as well.
Yeah.
That even in the case that, okay, Wontumi says that Henry Okum came to him as a mining support service provider and not a small-scale miner. Even that still required that if he's coming in to provide mining support services, he still needs a license from the Minister of Lands and Resources before he can even go and conduct reclamation on that land.
First of all, look. That's,
have you read that?
You see, what I'm trying to tell you is that, and that's why I keep bringing the point. You see, you are leading me on a different trajectory.
I am not. I'm responding to what you're saying, and I'm reading based on what the judge put in the statement.
I am telling you that there is evidence of people who are doing galamsey. There is evidence of people who are government appointees doing galamsey. The president himself has admitted it. There is no denial of that. All of these people have been overlooked. In fact, there is even a case where a company has equally given, or what they call giving permission to somebody to go on a land. But that case, the license was rather revoked. A committee was set up. That person is not facing the law with the potential of going to jail for 20 years. So I started my argument that this, as you rightfully played Kodia's tape, that this is a political prisoner. The argument I am making to you this morning is there is injustice on the land. And the land, I mean in the country. Because a president who promised us to fight galamsey has admitted that his own officials are doing galamsey. As we speak, not a single one of them is being prosecuted.
But he has forwarded their names to Iyoko and says Iyoko
which names? Tell me the names. Tell me the names that the president forwarded.
Don't worry, I'll pull it up.
Tell me the names.
So this is a statement that was put out on the 15th of July 2025. And it is from the Office of the Attorney General. It says directive to investigate allegations of illegal mining activities by named individuals. Then it goes on to say that Mr. Yakubu Abanga and Mr. Joseph Yamin, these
Bella,
are people.
Those are two different things. Please. Don't come.
What are you saying? You're asking for names. I'm reading the names.
You are referencing. This was what, 2015?
Yes.
But the president made a comment just a few months ago.
No, but are you saying that
the president was referring to Yamin? Are you saying that the president was referring to Yamin? Look, please.
What are you saying?
What I am saying is that
you're asking for names, and I'm reading these names to you.
Bella,
those that have been. You didn't even let me finish reading.
I have just told you because we know about Yamin's issue.
You and who?
As you rightfully said, it was publicized.
Which is what I'm reading to you.
Yeah, so you don't have to read it to me.
So
I am telling you,
no. For the names.
No, because I am referencing a different situation. This is 2015. And I'm talking about the president's
comment. This is not 2015, 2025, 15 July.
Sorry, 2025. And I'm referencing the president's comment in 2026. And I've also read to you what a journalist has said about DCEs. He actually gave DCEs. Is Streamside prosecuting Bekwai DCE? Is Streamside prosecuting the other DCEs that Erastus has mentioned? That is the point we are making. Those who are committing the crime are there. There is evidence that they are committing the crime. Assuming without admitting that Wontumi gave his land to somebody. And now it's based on circumstantial evidence, based on what Wontumi said and what the person said. Assuming. Is that the most egregious crime in Galamsey in this country? Is that what we are being made to believe? That Wontumi transferring his land is the most egregious.
But I have read the law crime. To you.
No.
I have read the law.
I have not disputed the law. I made my comment very carefully. I said, is that the most egregious?
Okay.
That the one who transferred his land has committed more harmful crime than the DCs who are doing it?
It doesn't mean that if there's someone in cause they shouldn't deal with the person.
I have not said that. I have not said that.
So do you then?
I have not said that.
No, because the way you are posting this, it makes it look as if Wontumi has not done anything as bad. But again, he still had access to the concession and passed it on to someone, and the person engaged in illegal mining.
First of all,
are you saying that he's not wrong for what he did?
First of all, I hold the view. Of course, the party hold the view that this is political persecution. We've said that. So that is not in doubt. I am only proving to you why that is political persecution.
All right.
That's the point that I'm making. So the party has made it clear that we disagree with the ruling, that we think Wontumi is being persecuted, that we think the government is going after Wontumi. That we've made it clear.
Does it not water down the capabilities of the judge? Because then are you
what capabilities?
That,
what capabilities?
If
a political party,
prisoner,
why? When they
sit here and say that it is political, not her ruling, but the whole idea of Wontumi being jailed is political.
A whole Supreme Court justice was called Osunomami. What is worse than that?
Let me bring
a whole Supreme Court justice was called Osunomami. What is worse than that?
Okay, Counsel. I mean, clearly you heard from him and the rest of the NPP, and they are saying that, Wontumi is a political prisoner. In fact, the Minority Caucus in Parliament also released a statement, and they have punched holes in a number of things. I mean, the veil being pierced, etc. And they are asking questions and saying, based on that, of course, they are going to appeal. What are your responses to that?
Well, I want to say a very good morning to His Excellency the President. I mean, I'm happy that at least one of the things he promised, we have ticked the box. We promised to go after the kingpins, we have ticked the box. I used the dictionary to find out who a kingpin is. So I understood who a kingpin is. Well, I'm not talking just as a lawyer, I'm a mining engineer.
Okay.
So permit me to blow my horn, please. Now, there is a law called Mining Support Services Regulation, LI 2174. You remember recently there was some noise about the fact that we were saying only Ghanaian companies should do some part of mining. That's Mining Services Regulation. So what you were saying, that for you to be a mining service provider or services provider, the law regulates it, you are right. It is not by virtue that it just exists. Number two, I wish if my brother has really read the judgment, and indeed, if all NPP guys will take time and read the judgment, if they read the judgment very carefully, some of the arguments they are making, they will shield it for a while. Number three, I can't recall the president saying his appointees are involved in Galamsey. He never said that anywhere. So let's put that fact out there. Have you ever seen any MPP guy arrested within this 2025-26 that has not been labeled as a political arrestee? Almost all of them were arrested because of politics. Recently, when Miracles was arrested, we were told that because he made a declaration that he was going to contest. Now, Wontumi has been jailed. We are being told that he was jailed. A political prisoner is somebody who is in prison by virtue of his political inclination or his political views. Nowhere in the judgment was his political view articulated, none. Then, but for the fact that others are involved in Galamsey, does that absolve Wontumi? No, it does not. And indeed, let me tell my brother, time does not run out on crime. Nowhere. Time does not run out of crime. So if somebody is undertaking crime today in respect of Galamsey, time will catch up with the person. So I don't see that absolving Wontumi in any way. And in any case, if you listen to all the noise they are making,
you describe their concerns as noise?
Absolutely noise.
Why would you say that?
As at the time they were doing their press conference, I'm not sure they read the judgment. If you read the judgment carefully, for example, there's a particular part. You were talking about circumstantial evidence. I don't know when you will come to it. Circumstantial evidence, Senior is here to tell you that it says that when you consider all the circumstances, there is a mathematical certainty that that says that that person is guilty of the offense. Now, let's go to the idea that there's no written document, no written document. Can you imagine that if every activity that happens will be by written document, life will be incurably slow? Secondly, you say you gave the place to the person. You don't know who the person is. You say you don't know that the person is a minor. Yet you took the person to Kumasi, facilitated the acquisition of excavators, and paid somehow for the excavators for that person that you are claiming is coming to do reclamation for you. Then for the whole period that the person was supposedly doing reclamation, you've never visited to see if the person was reclaiming. Yet you obtained the lease. And by obtaining the mining lease, you bear all the responsibilities as the owner of the lease, whatever goes in there. Then you stand somewhere now and tell us that, hey, I just allowed him to come in and do reclamation. Reclamation, as the judge admitted, is a very expensive venture. Yet you have not given the person a penny, not even a peswa, to do the reclamation. And the person is saying the reason you didn't give me a peswa is the fact that you want me to mine some parts and use part of the proceeds to reclaim.
But that's his word against, like what the NPP
that was
said.
not challenged. That was not. That is why I say when I read the ruling, the judgment.
That actually wasn't challenged.
Wasn't challenged. So if you never challenge something, it is presumed you have admitted it. And if you go and admit something, what are you going to appeal about? For what? That is why I'm saying that take your time, my brother. Take your time. Read the judgment carefully. When you read it carefully, let me also advise, give it to one of the AI tools and say that, throw about the weaknesses in this case for me, or the strength of the defense case for me, and you'll see. And it give me the success of a chance of success, probability of success on appeal, and you'll see. So if you go on and admit it, you have not challenged the person's evidence and it's word on word, you can't come here and tell us that it is the duty of the judge. No, you can't say that.
But even before this case got to this point, of course, counsel for Chairman Wontumi had prayed the court to stay proceedings because they had some concerns with the law, and they wanted that to be forwarded to the Supreme Court so they can answer some questions. Now, the Minority Caucus has come back to say that just the fact that, you know, the Accra High Court judge did not even permit for this to be escalated to the Supreme Court, that also amounts to the travesty of justice, because ideally that should have happened.
You see, the Supreme Court, way back, there's a case called Mekanka, my senior will tell you, way back, has stated, even recently in Jechikwesin case, the Supreme Court states that it is not the fact that somebody raises his hand and says there's a constitutional issue. Let's go to Supreme Court. Then
we in some horo to cause channel, so I'm not so dim. That's not so why in the domain.